time I got him mad. Plotting on some shit I'm about to grab. I put it in the bag. Total weapon, throw it on the tab. Yeah, it's in the bag.
What's up, fam? It's your girl, Jen Ether, and tonight we're doing tarot. Tarot. Alright, so, I don't know why I did it like that, but tarot. So, let's get straight into it. What we're going to do tonight is a Pal 1 and Pal 2 reading. So, basically, you pick whichever Pal you want to pick. You can either pick Pal 1, or you can pick Pal 2, or, of course, you can always double dip and pick both Pals. This reading is going to be about your next glow up. We're going to dig into the energy and see what your next glow up is going to be. So before we start pulling, I did already start and I pulled one card for each Pal. So let's start with Pal number 1. The first card that came out for you was Healthy Lifestyle. So Healthy Lifestyle is the very first card that I pulled for you guys. Now, this is all about your next glow up. For some of you guys watching, you may be disappointed, like, healthy lifestyle, that's what kind of glow up is that, right? But I feel like it's a super important glow up, and it's a lot of times underrated. It's an underrated glow up. But in order to get to your ultimate purpose in life, you're always going to have to go through getting to this, a healthy lifestyle. Like, you don't get to your ultimate life purpose without having a healthy lifestyle. And if you do get to your ultimate life purpose without the healthy lifestyle, 9 times out of 10, you're putting yourself at a very high risk of it being short-lived because you don't have a healthy lifestyle, right? So, a part of your glow up is a healthy lifestyle. This means you're going to be getting a lot of sleep. You're going to be eating the right things, changing your diet up, and you're already doing this, but you're really about to like put this thing into drive. Also, you're going to be exercising a lot more. So now let's pull some cards. I am thirsty. Hold up. Mouth dry. 1 second, guys. Fire. It's not Turner's tea, but it ain't a bad second. All right, so Pal number 1. What else is going on with your glow up? What's your next glow up, Pal number 1? If you guys are new to the channel, yes, I pick them up from off the floor. I'm not really superstitious, which may sound crazy because I'm reading tarot, but I'm not superstitious. Also, I'll pick and choose when I want to read reversals. Tonight is a non-reversal night. We're just not doing it. That's random as well. Like, I do things randomly. So, for your next glow up, Pal number 1, we're seeing the Judgment card came out first. At least it's lined up first. We're seeing the Temperance card. And we're seeing the Ace of Cups for you. Now give me a second. Let me check this out and see what I'm feeling from this. Okay. All right. So I got a clear picture of what's going on. This is actually you. A lot of times Judgment in tarot is just the situation itself. The natural order of things, and judgment just being called in certain situations and things just falling into their rightful place without really much assistance. It's just like judgment time, things happen. Sometimes it's bad things, sometimes there's a tower moment involved, but it's not really you doing it. But in this particular situation, I'm seeing you as actually being the person who's blowing the trumpet. So you're actually the one who's making judgment calls on things that are in your life. Like, you're making judgment calls for better or for worse. Either you should stay or you should go. Either this job can stay or this job can go. Either this habit I have is a good habit or it's a bad habit. These are the things that you're personally doing. Why? Because of the next card that came out. Temperance. This is all about finding a balance. So you see the angel is pouring water in one cup into the other cup, really like trying to find that, matching them up. Is this equal? Let's find the correct balance, right? So you're understanding that to reach your highest potential, your greatest potential, to get to get to this glow up that you want, you're understanding that it's going to take some sacrifice. You're understanding that it's going to take cutting certain things out of your diet, certain things out of your regimen, certain things out of your daily schedule, certain people, places, and things that just don't resonate with where you want to go. You're understanding that it's going to be you that ultimately has to make the judgment call so you can find balance and ultimately grab hold of your glow up. Ultimately grab hold of this Ace of Cups. This Ace of Cups for you signifies that a lot of this next glow up has a lot to do with emotional fulfillment. So your next glow up isn't necessarily you got the brand new Benz, you got the brand new BMW, you got the brand new house. Not to say that you're not going to get all these things. Those things are definitely in the works for you, but it's all beginning and it's all starting with you feeling emotionally fulfilled, with you just waking up every day, being able to smile. First thing you do when you wake up, when you open your eyes, is smile. Just because innately you just feel good enough to do that, right? So your next glow up is you just feeling good as shit. And just like everything else, you are what you eat. So you're going to be living a healthy lifestyle. So as you're putting off this energy, emanating this new energy, this feel-good vibes, you're going to be attracting feel-good things to you. So pile number 1, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want more readings like this. Also leave a comment if you like the new way of just doing 2 piles. Shout out to Soulfully Gifted, because that's where I got this idea from. Soulfully Gifted is another tarot channel on YouTube. She does pile 1s and pile 2s. I've been watching them and I'm like, yo, I think that will work for my channel. I think that will work for me and for my readers. So let me know what you think about it. We're moving on. Pile number 2. Your next glow up, pile number 2. You're looking good, baby. You're looking rich. Prosperity. Prosperity. For those of you who came over, you snuck your way over from pile number 1, which is just fine. You're, hello, what's up? You good. You're allowed in. This is what that reading, pile number 1's reading, is leading to. Prosperity. And because I'm even mentioning pile number 1, which I usually wouldn't, I like to keep these things pretty separate. Pile number 2, go check out pile number 1. You may want to. It's up to you. So, Archangel Ariel. Your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. Follow your intuition. Oh my goodness. It's a big theme for me this week. It's a big theme for me in life. It's been a big theme for me within the last 5 years. But this week in particular, because I'm reading a book called The Alchemist. Had to follow my intuition to even go buy the book. When I go buy the book, I realized like, oh shit, this book is literally talking about me and anyone else who has been on this journey with following their intuition, knowing like just getting the feeling. And in this book, it talks about the universal language that is not, it has no words, but it's really this universal language, omens are used. So, for instance, when I got this book, or what led me to get the book, is because I was led to buy this book, The Alchemist, for a friend, an old friend. We're not even friends anymore, but an old friend / co-worker that I knew. So she was a little younger than me, so I figured, oh, this looks like a good read. And I was already reading things that were similar, but I had never touched this book. I didn't know what this book was about. I knew what alchemy was about, but I didn't know if this was going to be like scientific. I didn't know if this was going to be spiritual. And turns out it's actually a novel, but we'll get to that later because I still didn't know that when I handed this book to this girl. So, bang, give her the book, The Alchemist. Years go by, and through these years, that book keeps coming up. When I'm watching podcasts, someone might mention The Alchemist. When I'm listening to something, bang, they say The Alchemist. So I'm always getting kind of nudged back to buying this book. The last straw. I started a new job. This job is what many would say it's a game-changing type of job. It's a job that solidifies you. You should be good if you got this type of gig, right? So start a new job. And because I'm already in the energy of knowing that I'm in a change of a cycle, when I see a guy reading The Alchemist, like I said, final straw. I'm getting The Alchemist. That was an omen for me to get The Alchemist. So you following your intuition is going to lead you to prosperity. Now, when I get this book, The Alchemist, it's about a boy who is learning how to follow his intuition and speak the language without words, the universal language, by following different omens. And it's leading him to like even seemingly bad places, which ends up turning out for his betterment. I mean, maybe a year or so later when he looks back and reflects like, dang, if that wouldn't happen, then I wouldn't have been led here. So you're being led on the same journey. This journey is the fool's journey. In the book, they call it something particular. The hero's journey, I believe, is another name for it. The fool's journey is a name for it. But you're on your fool's journey. You decided to take a leap of faith and do something new. And by following your intuition, believing in the things that you can't see, the things that you can't touch, things that you can't feel, things that you can't hear, the things that you can't obtain with your five senses, believing in those things, meaning you're having faith, you're following your five senses, you're following the omens, you're listening to the universal language of the Most High, of your higher self, of your spirit guides. That's what's going to lead you to your prosperity. Okay, I see. Also, your next glow up, you're going to be letting go any feelings of lack. I don't care if it's a feeling because maybe you came out of a cycle where you went through lack. Most of the world, that's one thing about right now. I've been not loving it, but I'll say it's been interesting to see the world have to go through such similar things at one time. I mean, the big C that came through and hit everyone at one time, that was like maybe one time, maybe the first time ever in the whole world where literally the world was affected by one event at the same exact time. The economy was affected. The health of people was affected. The political systems of people was affected all across the world. So one thing I'll say is no one's alone, but you are going to be leaving that feeling of lack, that scarcity feeling like, oh, what if this happens? Or will I be able to afford this? You're leaving that feeling in the past. That's a part of your glow up. Your next glow up is you're not going to be worried about those things. You're not going to be worried about deception. Now, you're not going to be blind to it. You're going to be aware that, yeah, these things can happen. People can come in, they can lie, they can try to get out on you. You're going to be aware, but it's not going to be in the forefront. It's not going to be such a striking fear that you're frozen. You can't do nothing. Yeah, I mean, feel me? All right, so yeah. What else? We're getting one or two more cards, please, Spirit, for the next glow up. There we go. Your next glow up, traveling. You're going to sail the 7 seas in the Navy. Some of you guys who are watching are literally joining the Navy, or you have children that are joining the Navy. Some of y'all are joining the Navy. Others, you guys are going to start going on cruises. You guys are just going to start like literally dipping out, like really exploring the world, expanding your horizons. This is going to cleanse your cultural palette. Often, most of us, especially from what I'm hearing, it's still rumor, but from what I've heard, Americans were so stuck to this place. You know, it's the greatest place in the world. It is. That's what they say, right? So we get stuck here, and with glorifying it and thinking there's no place better. So we're not always so quick to dip out to Europe, go over to Rome, go hit Spain, go hit these different places, go to Africa, go to Egypt, go see what's up. So when you do that, though, when you do those things, you expand your palate. You don't want to be so stuck. That's how we get stuck in that. It's not the greatest place in the world. America's great, but there are great things to be seen and to experience everywhere you go, and things that you just can't experience here. Just like people in Egypt, when they come here, they know they just can't experience a Pittsburgh Steelers game in Egypt. You can't do it. So you got to come to America to do it. You can't experience an NBA playoff game in Africa. You got to come here if you want to see LeBron dunk in person, period. So every place is going to have its, its things that you can do. But when a person from Egypt comes to America and goes back to Egypt, guess what? They have cleansed and opened up their cultural palette. Now they're telling stories about, oh yeah, I saw LeBron. It was great, man. He dunked. Like now his friends is like, oh shit. Now he can start a whole podcast based upon just people knowing that he's a cultured person. He traveled. He's experienced things. He can tell these stories. So you're going to be really exploring the world. That's your next glow up. So I hope this was helpful for you, pal number 2. It's your girl Jen Ether. We will be doing more like this, but let me know if you enjoyed the pal number 1, the pal number 2 reading. Shout out to Soulfully Gifted's tarot channel. That is where I got this idea from. Go check her out because her readings are amazing as well. It's your girl Jen Ether. I'm out.